Hello everyone, welcome back to another class of Python brought to you by IOSD UIET KUK. So this is the class 4 of Python for ML series, and in today's section we are going to uh, learn about list and some other type of mutable and unmutable object data types. But this session 4a is mainly based on the list data type of Python. So in the last class we discussed about some data types in Python, like floating point numbers, complex numbers, strings, etc. In today's class we are going to uh, learn about Python list. Okay, so before going to Python list, we will be discussing what is a mutable and unmutable object data type in Python. So it's an important question in your interview and stuff. When you face an interview, this is one of the most famous question here. So mutable versus immutable object in Python. Simple put, a mutable object can be changed after it is created, and an unmutable object can't be. So object of built-in type like int, float, bool, string, tuple, in Unicode, etc. are unmutable, and object of built-in type like list, set, dictionary, etc. are mutable. So once declared, these type of objects like int, float, bool, string, tuple in Unicode can't change their values basically. But these like list, set and dictionary are mutable. So in today's class we are going to learn about a mutable object known as list. So it is one of the most important data type in Python because a list signifies a array in Python. We are going to learn about basic 1D array, and I'm going to give you an idea of 2D arrays or 2D list also. So the references here are from medium.com. So Megha Mohan has written this in this article on medium.com. Then we have references from programmist.com and datacamp.com. From where these notes have been taken, so you can actually go to this site and read more there. Okay, so Python list, the topic of the session. So list is an ordered sequence of items. So ordered sequence means like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So it's basically ordered. It's not like 0, then 2, then 5, then 8. No, it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. It is one of the most used data type in Python and is very flexible. So it's also really important for machine learning applications. You will be using them in almost all the codes. All the items in the list do not need to be of same type. It is very important that list is basically a heterogeneous data type rather than an array in C, which was a homogeneous data type. Okay, so like the unlike the array, it can have various kind of data types like this: integer, a float, and a string. So let me just run this code here. So file, new file. Okay. So how do you? Sorry. Yeah. So how do you write the list? So it's written as name of the list, square brackets. So it's important that you use square brackets here. Okay, then for example, I write an integer 1 separated by commas, then float 2.2 separated by commas, and a string. Now you can use double quotes, triple quotes, or single quotes for the string. So I am writing Ankur. Yeah. Okay, and finally a character like A, and that's all. So you close it with a square bracket. So I'm going to print A. I hope it's visible, and then I'm going to print type of it. Okay, so as I told you in the last class, type returns data type. Okay, so yeah, so let's just run it, run module. Let me just save it again as 2.py. I'm using 2.py from last 4 classes. Yeah, so here you can see, okay, you can see the list I entered. Okay, it's enclosed in square brackets and the class is list. So type is list. Okay, so we use the slicing operator, the square bracket, to extract an item or a range of items from a list. Index starts from 0 in Python and so on. So let me just explain slicing. By the way, this reference is geeks4geeks.org/python list. So Geeks for Geeks is possibly the best site to learn, any programming language if you want to do. So I've taken their reference to explain a few stuff to you guys because they have awesome content here. Yeah, so this is known as slicing. And for example, this is an array of characters where geeks for geeks is written. So from this side, starting from this side, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 13. And in inverse, starting from here, -1, -2, -3, up to -13. So okay, again this is 0.0, this is -13, this is 0 and this is 13. So it's up to you how you are using it. If you use negative number for slicing, you will be coming in a reverse order. If you use positive number for slicing, you will be going in this order. Okay, so we will be coming to that in a later part of this video only. Okay, coming back to slicing here. Now I'm going to slice the note this one. I'm going to actually change this. So how do you mute the object? Okay, so how do you change the list? Because this object is a mutable type, so you should be able to change the list. Okay, so but before going to that, let me just show you. Okay, let me just show you here only. Okay, so let me just write a code. Okay, I enter a list again. Let me just zoom in so it's more visible. Okay, now it will be very visible to you. 1, 2.2 and okay, yeah, so this is a list I created. Then I print A and print type A. Okay, so you can see that it printed a list. And then again, okay, if you want to traverse, so first code anywhere is traversing. That's probably the first algorithm you learn in array. We will be learning traversing in list, but that uses a for loop again. We haven't done the loops yet, so we will be just simply doing traversing manually. It's like so 1. Okay, if I print A of 1, then A of 2 and A of 3, it printed the element. Okay, I need to use the print, otherwise it will print the last command only. Now you will see that it is actually traversing along the complete list. So traversing is basically to access each and every element of the list. So I can access the element. For example, if I want to access the first element, that is 1, so I need to enter A0. So to access an element in list ARR, that's the name of list, can be A, B, C, anything, and n-1. So if I want to access the first element, I need to add 0. n-1, that is 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, and so on. So you can access this. You can basically traverse along the list. Now if I want to mute this object, or I basically want to change the value as I was discussing. So whatever I'm discussing in this section is basically the algorithms that will be working along with the list. Okay, so this is known as the traversing algo. This is not the actual traversing algo. Let me just write it for you again. For I in range length of A. Okay, let me just show you what length of A means. I will show you what length of LEN means, length, and yeah, so it means 4. Okay, so for length of A is actually the length of this list, that is 4 elements. Okay, so yeah, for I in range. Now you will be wondering what this range and in means, how I am writing this, but just focus on the algo for now. Okay, I will be explaining you this for loop in upcoming sessions. So for I in range len a, okay, that's length of a, print a I. Okay, that's a very basic code. It's very English like code. Okay, is this error? Yeah, so I need to put these in brackets. Okay, so let me just now you will be able to see it. So it prints 1, 2.2, Ankur and a. These four are elements. So this is the algorithm for traversing basically. Now change the value algorithm. If you want to change the value of any single element of this say this list A, so how will you do that? You will actually write A, then you write the position which you want to change, and then you write the value, the updated value basically. So if I want to change this 1 to 2, I write it like this, A1 to 2. Okay, so it will change this value. Oh sorry, this will change value 2.2. Why? Because this, to access the nth element in list, I need to write ARR n-1. So if I write 1 here, this means I am accessing the second element. Okay, because this is n-1 and then n should be second, that is 2.2. Okay, so let me just do that. And now if I print, I basically just traverse, or I just print A, the whole list. I just print the whole list. Yeah, so you can see it updated the value 2.2 to 2. Okay, so this is why we call that a list is a mutable object. So this is second algo that will be working with the the list, basically an array. So it's equivalent to array. Now we will be working on a purely integer type list, because I need to explain some more of these algorithms. I've already explained this traversing and change the value algorithm. You can also change any other value like a 0. For example, I want to change the first value, so I use n-1, that is 1 minus 1, 0th value, and I just put 3.4. okay, and just run that. Yeah, so it changed. If you can notice that this was a float initially and I changed it to a int, and this was an integer initially and I changed it to a float. So this is what we call as mutable objects. I'm changing the data type basically inside the code itself, just by assigning the new values. Okay, so in type list, let me just create that. So a is equal to 1, 5, 8, 4, 86, 35, 77, oh sorry, 72, 41, 12, 10, 63. That would be enough. Okay, so again print a, let me just get that in a new code itself. Okay, we will be learning this just after I finish this part, the coding part. Okay, I will be printing a, I will be printing lena, that's length of a. You need to remember these codes. Okay, you need to remember these inbuilt functions. Okay, I will be printing type a. So if you can see that I used again use this square brackets, this means that I have a list type of a list data type basically. So yeah, I printed this. Okay, again the traversing algorithm is the same. So for I in range length of a, print a I. Okay, and it will be printing all the elements here. So this is the traversing algorithm. Let me just comment that up. I hope you guys know that hash means comment. Okay, so moving further, next important algorithm is known as searching. Searching is to search a particular element in this list basically, or this 1D array. So int type list can be called as 1D array here, and that to int array. So why I'm doing it for int array? It is more important than other arrays. So we will be learning the array, other kind of array, and these algorithms are applicable across all the kinds of array we have. Okay, so for searching you just need to get a number n from as input. This is the number that you want to search in this list. Okay, so n is equal to int input. I told you about input, but I probably don't told about this int. So this is again the typecasting I was talking about. So this ensures that the user is entering a integer number. So enter number to be search. So okay, again I need to traverse across the range, because this is searching and I'm using a linear search algorithm. Okay, so I will be using a linear search algorithm just to give you idea of how you search. You can try binary search, quick search, etc. on your own. Okay, so for I in range, sorry, that is quick sort. You need to try the binary search on your own. Okay, there's no method known as quick search, it's binary search. So for I in range, again brackets len of a. Okay, if a statement, again you haven't done the if statement yet, but yeah, just you will be able to understand this code. It's really simple. So if a I equal to n, so this means it will compare the equality. If ai, that's the elements of list I'm traversing through, is equal to the n, then print. Now it's important that you have done this yet. Percentage d is on that location, percentage d. Okay, so sign of percentage, then this n comma I plus 1, and then a simple flag value is 1, or basically incremented. It was initially 0. Okay, coming out of the for loop, that's that the traversing is done now. And if flag not equal to 1, 0, sorry, not equal to 0, print. Okay, it is equal to 0, print percentage d not found, percentage n. Okay, that. Let me just run that code. I don't think there should be an error here. Let me just write 96 for example to search 96. So 96 is found at location 5. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So according to the index, this is the fourth index. So this is known as index. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is known as index. The location is first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So 96 found at location 5. So this is basic linear search code in search algorithm in Python. We will be coming back to this in further sessions when we do for and if. Okay, just keep a remark of it. Make sure that you write this down. It will be very useful for you. Okay, moving to next algorithm. So I have done traversing, I have done changing, and I have done searching. Okay, next algorithm is sorting. Now sorting is a bit complex algorithm. So rather than writing the algorithm, we are going to use the inbuilt function of a, like len. There is a lot of inbuilt function for list. Okay, but before sorting, we are going to another technique. It's known as slicing. Okay, sorting is, you should know the algorithm for sorting for sure, but we will be covering that in further sessions. For today's session, we are going to use the inbuilt function for sorting. Okay, we just did these to actually make you guys comfortable with the traversing along the operations along the list. Okay, next operation, important operation, is slicing. So whenever you slice like this, okay, okay, first of all, it works in like this algorithm. It works in this sequence. So ARR is the name of your array or your list. Okay, so row 0 to row, let me just write ing, okay, initial and final, comma, or you can add comma here, I guess, column through I to column j. Okay, so if it was a 2D array, this should be the sequence, but it was a 1D array, so let me just remove this column part. It only is a single row element. So this is how it works. Okay, so it has ARR again, initial index to final index. By default, what is the value? By default, initial index, let's ii, is equal to 0, and final index fi is equal to the last value. For example, say n. If there are n elements, then it's n minus 1. Okay, so this should be clear to you by now. So if there are n elements, or let me just write, this would be more specific. So length of array minus 1. Okay, so as you can see, if I have printed somewhere, yeah, so length of array, for example, here is 11. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So this element is on 10th index. Okay, so that's len ARR minus 1 because it starts from 0. It's very important to know that it starts from 0. Okay, so let me just remind you guys that this video is actually going to be a bit longer because I need to finish this list in today's session only. Okay, so moving further, I'm going to actually perform slicing. See it very carefully. I'm going to actually slice these elements, this much. Okay, I'm not going to take the first value, I'm not going to take the last value. So initial index for me is first and last is, because it's 11, it becomes 10, 9, and I'm going to print it. So this is how we do slicing. Okay, I will be explaining the process once it's printed. Okay, yeah, you can see how it works. Okay, I need to take it in. Yeah, okay, so it has 11, length of 11. Okay, the final index here. Okay, this is length of array only then. Yeah, okay. Okay, so to iterate over this, or to slice this much, I need to skip this 0th element. So I take the initial index as 1 and the final index that was 11, I need to leave that 2. So I take the final index as 10. Okay, okay, that's very simple to understand, I guess. Okay, moving further, now let me just print another slicing. Now I'm actually going to slice in negative number. Okay, so if you just slice over -1 like this, what you are going to get is the last element. Okay, but if you do it like this, so -1, and if I do not enter this value, by default it's 0 here because I'm using negative number. These two gets reversed. So let me just run that for you. No, this should not come. Is it this command? No, something is wrong here. Let's just leave that for now. I need to look on that. Okay, so but basically it should do is it should actually print the reverse of this list. We will come back to that later. Okay, some more function of list that will be continued in the 4a.1 in the next session. But for now, let's just go to this link here. Oh, it's open here. Okay. let me just see if they have iterated over -1 here somewhere. Okay, printing this is what I was talking about. And okay, so they just used two of these, okay, I now understand what was happening. So they iterated over all the elements, then they actually used two these. So these two are used. This basically command is to print the reverse order. You need to remember this. What's happening here, that it starts from 63 and come back to 1. Okay, so this is the command for it. It should work now. Sorry, my bad. Okay, it prints the inverse command. Okay, you can actually remember this. This is known as reverse of the command. Again, another algorithm, reversing string or a list. Now if you have given a list of alphabets, you can check if that list is a palindrome or not. You will be needing this command basically that converts string to a list. We will be covering that of course in the next section. Coming back to the link. Okay, so this is Geeks for Geeks Python list, and this is a really good link to study list here. Today we are going just in details, some details of Python programming or Python list that includes slicing and basic traversing and stuff. Okay, so first of all, creating a list. We just learned that how to create a list. This is how you create a list, how you declare a list, and then there's this command known as, for example, if I want to add an element A, or I just create a new list A. Just comment it all. Okay, yeah. So I create new. So print type A. For now, A is empty. I haven't entered any value here, but it's classes list. Okay. So to add a value, I need to do this. A dot append, and the value I need to add is, and then I need to print A again. So print A. So these are methods of adding. Okay. Methods of adding data. Append works in a order. Okay, let me just write that again. You will be able to understand yourself only. And again, print A. Yeah, okay, that's all. Okay, so you can see that in the first append it entered 2, then after 2 it entered 3. So this is the order it works in. If you want to insert an element before 2, it's not possible using the method append. Okay, so append is basically extending the length, and that's how append or extend works. You can also use extend instead of append. Okay, next method is to use insert. Okay, a dot insert. You enter the area where you need to insert it. For example, the 0th position, that's the index and object. Okay, what I need to enter. So for example, I can enter a string also here, string. Okay, and then I print it. So I hope you guys have understand why I am not using append and extend here. So yeah, so you can see that I entered a string, this string named as string again, at 0th position in this list. This was not possible by using append or extend here. I can also add some random integer here. Done. Okay, so these are the method of adding data. Now to delete, again there is this command known as pop. So a dot pop. Any recommendations? Yeah, index. So just remove the index, put this in square bracket, and write the index which you need to remove. For example, I need to remove the element at the 0th index. I just run this command. Cannot be interpreted as an integer. Okay, this is a problem. Okay, so it popped out 0, and if I print A again, it's 2 3. Okay, so pop basically deletes. So pop deletes. You need to enter the index of the number you want to insert, or sorry, you want to delete. Okay, by default, if you don't enter it, what's going to happen? It deletes the last element. Okay, it works as inverse append by default. So you inserted the data in a list and you deleted this data. We will be performing this using a for loop in upcoming sections, what they have done here. Okay, just moving ahead, you can read the whole article at this link. I will be providing the link in the description. Go check out the description now, and you can just read these links here. Okay, creating list with multiple distinct to duplicate elements. You can also do that. It's really simple. Okay, append method I've shown you. Insert method I've shown you. Similar is an extend method. Accessing elements, there's traversing. I've shown you that. Okay, here you have seen multi-dimensional list. We will be coming to that in the upcoming session. That's 4.1, 8.1. Let me just write for my references that I need to discuss multi-dimensional list. So these videos will be coming after Diwali possibly, but for now you can practice what we have learned till now. Okay, negative indexing then. This is important. In Python, negative sequence indexes represent position from end to array, end of the array, sorry. Instead of having to compute the offset as list len list minus 3, it's enough just to write list minus 3. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Okay, you can also use the method remove to work here. Okay, so here wrote remove. The best thing about the collaboratory or Python notebook, it gives you a reference. Okay, remove first occurrence of value. Okay, remove works by entering the value instead of the index. Now you need to put that thing in your mind, the difference between pop or delete and remove. Okay, delete is basically not a command is pop. So you need to know the difference of pop and remove. Here I entered this let me just write here I entered the index 2, or by default it takes the last index. Okay, so if I entered the 2, it removed the element on index 2. Here I'm going to write the value 5, for example. There is no index 5, but it's going to remove the 5, the element 5 from the list, sorry. Okay. So you can see here it removed 5 from 5 to 3. I entered the value that I need to remove rather than the index I need to remove. Okay, so that's the difference. You need to understand that for examinations. Then this pop, in which we remove by mentioning the index. Then slicing, we learned that. You can also read the from here. And negative slicing, then list method. These all method we are going to study. We have studied append, extend, insert, remove, pop, then clear all items from the list. Okay, it's really simple. You just write as a dot clear. Sorry, a dot clear. Okay, and then is deleted if you print it, although it's no use for sure. Okay, so it's an empty list now. It clears the whole data. It is useful when you need to change the data in a list. That's very important when we learn some of the complex ML programs like OpenCV, where we need to save photographs in a single array or single list, and each time we do an iteration we need to clear the previous data. Index, return the index of first matched item. Okay, so if you are doing the searching algorithm and you want to return the index of the element, you can use this command. You can read them here on this link here. Then sorting is again easy. A dot sort, you just write it sort. Okay, and it will sort the element by default in ascending order. And also, you need to print this. Now how can you print this? You can just print it like this only, or you need to save this value in another list and then you want to print the list. That is also possible. Oh, it didn't show up anything. is equal to a dot sort. Will that work? Okay, now understand. You need not to put the brackets after sort. You just need to do this. Built-in method sort of list to check that. What's not printing? None. It's returning none for some reason. Let me just check the working of sort. Am I wrong somewhere? Yeah, it works like this only. Print numbers dot sort. That's how it works. Okay, I need not to enter a is equal to, just write a dot sort brackets and finally print a. That's all. Okay. Thanks geek for geek. Okay, so it happens, even after you have coded for so long, this type of mishaps happen. So you need to actually revise this whatever you have learned, you need to revise it regularly. You can of course visit these references. Okay, next is reverse. Again, if you want to reverse the complete list without using this, you can just write it as a dot reverse, and you can actually print it up, print a dot reverse. Now let me just see that if it works with the print. No, it also don't work with print. Then print a. Again, as we sorted, we need to reverse it. A dot reverse. Okay, it reverse the equation. That's really easy. Not the equation, basically the list. Okay. Next is copy. Returns a copy of the list. That's not really useful. These are the functions, built-in functions with the list that we are going to learn in upcoming sessions. They are really important, like lambda and map are really important. Okay, if you want to learn them, you can actually learn them here only, but we will be covering them in further sessions. Probably that's all for today. Let me just revisualize what we have learned today. We learned about mutable and immutable objects, the definition, basically the list, what a list is, how do you enter a list, how do you print a list, print the type of list, and then you traverse along the list. And we learned about array, then the searching algorithm, the slicing algorithms, method of adding data, inserting data, deleting, popping, reversing, and so on. Okay, I want you guys to visit this link, geeks for geeks/python list, and read as much as possible before coming to the next class, which is about multi-dimensional list as well as typecasting in the list initially. Further, we will be covering Python list we have done. Okay, we will be covering Python tuples, Python string we have done, and Python set and Python dictionary. So they are again very important. So I hope I will be meeting you after Diwali. So we have already covered 4 classes, or you can say 4.1 classes of Python. I need you to revise it, visit all the classes again, visit my repository for the codes, practice those code as much as possible, experiment with the codes, experiment with your own list, try to create list, and try to actually apply these algorithms in a list of strings. We did it in a list of int. Try to do it with a list of strings or a list of complex numbers or something. So you already done the data types and you have done the list. To try to experiment with these so that you learn as much as possible. Try to read as much as possible again. Visit the description for all important links, including the link for my repository. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon for upcoming videos, and subscribe to the channel again, and just share the video with your friends. Like the video if you if you want, if you actually like the session. It actually encourages me to further make this video series. And if you have any doubts, do let me know in the comments. If you have any suggestions, do let me know in the comments. Okay, so video 2 to video 5 or video 4a will be coming together on 23rd, okay, by 23rd or 24th, okay. And upcoming videos will be coming after Diwali, that's 27th. So they will be coming after 27th, probably in the month of November. Till then, enjoy Diwali, enjoy festivals, and um, develop some good codes from Python. So happy Diwali to you guys, and thanks for joining today's session. That's all for today, and thank you for joining.